Hello everyone, thanks for tuning into today's second video. So we're going to do a 12Z roundup for today's second video. So I was up early this morning from 5 AM start for Watford Gap, and I got home this afternoon and just basically passed out. I'm not a morning person, to say the least, so I did have a sleep when I got home, so that means it got a bit too late to do a 10 to 14 AM. So instead, we're going to just quick go through the 12Z and see what they're all showing for 12Z by the runs. We're into GWV now, so it means that by 7 PM in the evening, we can go through all of the 12Z, including ECM, up to day 10 anyway, and have a look at what the monitors show. So we're going to do that for you, and then there'll be a 10 to 14 day coming up tomorrow. Please like, share, and subscribe on all today's videos and content. Thank you so much everyone for doing that. Well, both of them. 6 AM forecast was the first video released today. Right, let's start off then with the UK Met Euro run. So we're going to begin at 72 hours, midday Sunday, the 2nd of November, in a southwesterly wind with an area of low pressure heading in from off the Atlantic then. Okay, well, let's push on through. So, wet winding through the weekend into the beginning of next week. Strong winds and heavy rain spreading eastwards. And we keep those unsettled conditions going into the middle of next week as well. Another area of low pressure moving in from southwest. That could bring a real soaking with it as well. A lot of heavy rain pushing northwards with that area of low. So, basically, no change from the UK Met. Next week shaping up to be very unsettled. You notice there's another big, deep area of low pressure in the Atlantic that is going to come in after this low at the end of next week, most likely, and bring further wind and rain in with it. Right, well, that's that one done. Let's have a look at Icon then. Again, that one has low pressure in the Atlantic, dominating the weather, bringing plenty of wet and windy weather over weekend into start next week. It will be very mild though, with both southwest winds, so we won't have to worry about cold conditions particularly, but plenty of rain to come. And that's how we end up with Icon by the end of next week. There's that low. It's got our name well and truly on it, and that's going to bring further bouts of wet and windy weather sweeping in from off the Atlantic. Right, let me go on to the GFS 12 then. Again, low pressure dominated, so yes, low pressure is in the ascendancy, bringing wet and windy weather over the weekend and into next week as well. Low pressure keeps on sitting across the country and to our west into the middle and second half of next week, and then check that out. That's the end of next week with a big area of low, big autumnal low coming in from off the Atlantic. And as that one clears out, that then brings in some cooler or some colder air from the north. That pushes to the east, and down comes the rather cooler or colder northerly. Bit of blocking trying to get going between Greenland and Norway then, as we get into a very extended range of GFS 12Z. Stays mild for us, but wind stays in for a southerly southwesterly direction up to the middle of November. Actually looks very mild with both southerly winds, but notice an increasingly blocked tendency to the north and to the east, and probably turning drier as well as these areas of low pressure gradually start to get shunted a little bit further southwards. If you're enjoying this video, I know it's a shortened video compared to what we normally do for 10 to 14 days, but if you're enjoying it, please like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much everyone for doing that. Make sure you drop a comment, let's say what you think about this and all my videos and content, and don't forget to tell your friends about GavsWeatherVids and get subscribed too. Thank you so much everyone for doing that. We're on the cusp of 20,600 subscribers, 20.6k. So if you could give us a sub, that'd be amazing. Thank you so much everyone. Right, GM, again, low pressure is dominating the weather as we go through into the beginning of next week, with bouts of rain coming in from off the Atlantic, and the areas of low keep on coming into the second half next week as well. Looking mild with both southwesterly winds zone and up to day 10. Well, it's Atlantic driven, bit cooler, winds in from northwest as that low exits away, further low pressure out in the Atlantic. And then finally, this is how the ECM is looking. So again, low pressure is dominating and in control through the early part of next week. Keeping low pressure coming through into the middle of next week, and further lows rattling in around days 8 and 10. That's a setup at day 10, which is Sunday the 9th of November, under an area of low pressure, looking very unsettled then, and beginning to get some high pressure building up towards Greenland, a bit of a mid-Atlantic ridge. Started to pull some colder air or some cooler air into that trough of low pressure. So that will be turning things cooler, and it would be very unsettled with that ECM run as well. Absolutely no change, rock solid agreement from all models tonight for a very unsettled first half to the month, to November, which of course is the first day of that is going to be on Saturday. Right then, I'll just pause the video. I might get the options up on the table for the ECM ensembles and the CFS. But we can do that, I guess. So, see you in about 2 seconds. Okay, yeah, we can do that. Let's just quickly have a look at the options table within the ECM ensembles then for day 10. So this gets us to the 9th of November. 32 members of the ECM ensembles, including the operation run, building up some higher pressure to the north and the east, but lower pressure is out to the west. And then we've got 19 bring low pressure in from off the Atlantic. In 2 weeks' time, these are the options that we've got. And it will get us to the 14th of November. It's from the midnight ECM run, by the way. So 28 members of the ECM ensembles with higher pressure towards Scandinavia. Winds coming in from an easterly direction. So dry, could be a little bit on the cold side, though, I guess. And 23 with a trough of low just to the northeast Scotland. Ridge out in the Atlantic. That could bring some cooler air in from the northwest. So ECM ensembles might be trending in a drier but rather colder direction, perhaps by the middle of the month. CFSB2 finally, these are 500 millibar height anomalies broken down to week periods. The first week period takes us from the 30th of October to 5th of November. Low pressure dominates the weather from off the Atlantic, so looking wet and mild and unsettled in the week ahead. Week 2. It's going to be the 6th through to the 12th of November. Low pressure again driving in from off the Atlantic, looking pretty unsettled there. Week 3 will be the 13th to the 19th of November. Higher pressure building then to our north and east. Probably bring the wind in from like a southeasterly direction. Should be quite mild, but might have a chill to it. Start dragging in low-level continental air. And then week 4 is going to be the 20th to 26th of November. So possibly a trough through this white area. Just here, a ridge up towards the northeast. So we could bring the wind in from like a southerly direction. Again, likely to be quite mild, but wouldn't take much to start backing the wind around to a colder east or northeasterly direction. Don't look as though as we go through November, we're watching out for heights to be building and strengthening to our north and east. And of course, eventually that might take us into a colder direction. But certainly through the first half of the month, the emphasis is on mild but potentially very wet conditions. Right, okay, so that's your 12Z roundup. Hope you enjoyed that one. I'm so sorry, but it's a short and 10 to 14 there, but as I said, I was absolutely tired out when I got home this afternoon. I'm not a morning person. I've never mentioned it. Gav's not really a morning person. Oh, you know, it's all good, it's all fine, but, yeah, I had to have a sleep when I got home, before I could feel like I was any good to do anything, really. So, anyway, that's it for today's, videos. So, we're going to have more vids for you tomorrow, and there will be, like, a proper 10 to 14 day coming up tomorrow as well. Yeah, enjoy the rest of your Thursday evening, and this one, though, that's for now, and thanks for watching.